Good evening. How are you? Well, it's pretty pleasant out this time of the day. The temperature, according to Thomas Jefferson, is 78 degrees, and the humidity is 40, so it's not bad. And the wind is brushing by us at 6 miles an hour. There are a bunch of issues to consider, but I think we should consider the implications of some developments that are treated so gingerly, having anticipated they'd be important. Now they're anxious that they not appear to say it was important. I'm talking about the bromance birthday that Trump created. Briefly, and I apologize for going into it again, but people are ignoring the significance of it now that it's been confirmed. And it's like we live in a society now where people are afraid to speak the truth. So, first of all, we start with the context of the drawing. You've probably seen it. So, the context is it's a drawing of a young female body. That's the context. And the context literally surrounds a printed message, a dialogue, if you will, that Trump creates. First of all, he has Deus ex machina, a voice from above. There must be more to life than having everything. Okay, so Trump is writing this for himself. He's attributing it to Epstein because that's the other person in the dialogue, but Trump is both persons. He says there's something else than having everything. Yes, there is, but I won't tell. So he wants it a secret, and it's in the context of sex, and by the simple lines of the sketch, it's certainly a woman. It appears to be a young woman. Now, the words are encircled with this line drawing of a naked young woman. I suggest never expecting it to be seen by any third party. Trump imputes to Epstein that he knows the same thing. Now, how does he know that? He knows that because he says they, the two of them, have certain things in common. And this is cute. This is very interesting. They are enigmas. They're not child predators. They are enigmas. Trump enjoys doing what's wrong. You can't explain why. I wouldn't be surprised that, he cut up little animals when he's young. But they have this wonderful secret that they think is private. And as they're doing it, they assume that. But it's not. Now, there's also talk about Trump being a whistleblower. And Democrats, because it doesn't fit their scenario, instead of considering that element more carefully, just dismiss it. That's the line. But Trump is denying that he said that or he was a whistleblower. And Speaker Johnson is the one who mentioned it the other day when talking about this entire Epstein thing. So what is the possibility that he is a whistleblower? He admits to having a fallout with Epstein. Could that be over Virginia? She worked for him. She was stolen by Epstein by means of Maxwell. Could that be what's going on here? Could Trump have wanted to get even in some way by letting a person of authority know what Epstein was up to? And you know, if I'm a whistleblower, I'm anonymous. Nobody knows. Why is this document important? It is a look into the evil that fills a man or woman with a soul, supplanted by his vicious nature. He knows no indecorous frontier boundary that he can't pass by and through. Trump is the creator of worlds, at least in his own mind. And that's what that is about. A person who saw and knew children preyed upon. That's what that's about. Are there things lower than that? Yeah. Let's analyze possibilities about Trump. Is Trump diminishing the middle class by putting at risk their economic well-being, income, sales, cost of medicine, access to medicine, education, all of these things? Is that to make them easier to be a slave to the myopic, traitorous government that Trump dreams about? Trump is trying to reduce the power of the states. And how is he doing that? I believe his cover story is immigration. He uses that and attaches whatever values he thinks will help him diminish the states. Let's go to the cities, the big cities, the population centers. Hell, most of those are Democrat, right? Well, maybe not. But that's a good, simple, gross way to handle it. So is he doing that? He's increasing his army of police day by day. The National Guard, shifting the money from the middle class and even from his wealthy to finance his war machine domestically and abroad. He increases this army that comes masked like the brown shirts of yore and whisk away, disappear people, as happens in third world countries. The New York Times yesterday had a very good story. The right side of the page above the fold. It says Congress lies down and Trump walks all over them. Spot on. Spot on. What are the examples? What do we do when they arrest a judge? What do we do when they arrest a member of Congress? What do we do when they beat up a councilman in New York running for mayor? What do we do when they destroy a vessel at sea? What do we do when they have unplugged, incompetent cabinet members like RFK Jr., compromising our health, the children's health, everybody's health, compromising thought processes with lying bullshit every day? On again, off again, we have support for Ukraine, which suspiciously looks like he goes through the motions, but he ghosts Zelensky. He appears to have it both ways. So he has some political skill. But in the end, what he gives them is talk and pretense, no follow-through, cuts back on weapons for Eastern Europe, and leaves Zelensky to improvise how he can help his country survive. This is a dangerous time when the Supreme Court is isolated from the rest of the court and is the police person to give Trump what he wants, no matter what he wants, to feed his march to monarchy. The history books know of another time when Congress was weak. After Reconstruction, the government was weak. And a young professor, history professor, I don't know if he was at Princeton at the time, wrote a book, Congressional Government. Because the Congress was so weak, they thought we needed something like happened in Great Britain, a parliamentary government. And his guide was Bagehot, B-A-G-E-H-O-T. It's a great book, you should read it. Seriously, if you're interested in governmental structures. And he's very accessible, and he's very smart and had a lot of experience. So what happened to Wilson's view that Congress had to be strengthened? Teddy Roosevelt came along, because this proposal by Wilson was toward the end of the century as TR was coming into place. And he was a strong government. And he supplanted the drifting government that was America, and Wilson didn't any longer argue for the need for a stronger Congress or a parliamentary system or any of that. So here we are. Are we going to fight back? Well, there's evidence of it. There are more and more individuals standing up. Is it enough? That's the question. And enough is every day doing something. Those in the arena and those of us who surround that arena and shout out our demands that the Republic persist, that our vote means something, that we enjoy equal justice before the law. So that's our story, and that's our fight, and that's what we have to do day by day. We have to deal with that, and we are, but there will be no rest. There will be no surcease of the pain until Trump and his evil twins have left our government, left the halls, so that we can build a better nation, but mean it. And in the model of the original propositions that founded this nation. Because only that kind of a nation is worth protecting and living under. Because you're not under, you're equal. So that's what I got to say from the the chamber of trees, the cathedral of trees. It's very interesting. Soon these leaves will be gone, and then the powerful trees, their bark will color and remain until spring. So, good to talk to you. Bye-bye.